just in light of what we're seeing in the rise in cases and the new measures the government has imposed to try to control this rise. How detrimental will this be to growth?
Yeah, it will definitely have an impact, as we have already seen in the early parts of the second quarter this year when the national lockdown was imposed. Really a sudden stop of economic activity. I mean, obviously the modified ECQ is probably less impactful, but again, bear in mind we are still seeing a fairly significant pickup in new daily cases, which again, I think is affecting people's mobility. There's quite a bit of public fear factor. Spending is not going to pick up as well as a result of that. So I think there is quite a bit of an urgent need to contain the outbreak first before we can see any signs of a bit more of a sustainable recovery.
And as they try to control that outbreak, I mean, is it your expectation that the government will have to come through with some additional spending?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you look across the region, the Philippines actually has one of the lowest amounts of new additional spending to try and support the recovery. Right. And so far, we haven't seen anything from Congress in terms of a sizable fiscal package that provides additional support. And a really large program to try and boost the economy and support the recovery. If it doesn't happen quite urgently, I'm afraid it's going to lead to even more concerns. The business uncertainty will remain high, and therefore, again, hampering any recovery.
Indonesia has been one of those ASEAN economies that has been worst impacted by the virus and now seemingly being impacted heavily by weakening exports. Just how serious is the situation?
Yeah, it is pretty serious as well. Maybe as bad as what we've seen in the Philippines. Again, the other country in ASEAN that is still struggling to contain the outbreak is Indonesia, as you mentioned, and the longer that lasts, the more negative economic effects it will have, and the harder it is for any support measures to try and sort of negate that and really boost economic growth. And this second quarter GDP number that we'll see is to me going to be a huge wake-up call. I'm expecting actually minus 6.1, which is worse than what the authorities are probably expecting, and that's going to make it really urgent for them as well to improve the execution of the budget and the economic recovery program.